Russia is carrying out a massive aerial attack on the country. Dozens of drones and cruise missiles have been launched, and all of the country is under air raid alert. I want to show you these pictures, which are from the capital Kyiv, where, as you can see, hundreds of people have headed down to the subway to shelter. It's after those alerts were sounded in the capital, and across the country there you can see pets taken with the people who have gone down into that subway. Now explosions have been heard in numerous cities, from Lutsk in the west to Dnipro in the east. Now so far, at least 3 people have been killed. Now we will be live in the capital Kyiv with our correspondent Jalil Abdul-Roloff, and he joins us now. Just if you can outline where these drone and missile attacks are happening, Jalil. The drones and missiles headed to a number of regions across Ukraine, including the western region of Lviv in the south of the city of Odessa in the north, as well as the capital Kyiv as well. Are they in the early hours today? The Ukrainian Air Force warned out its citizens, saying that a Russian bombers, more than a dozen of Russian bombers that could carry cruise missiles, were in the air. And already at that time we were getting reports about shared drones, several dozens of drones heading towards different regions. And shortly after we heard explosions in the skies over Kiev, and it sounded like it was air defense systems engaging those drones and missiles. We still don't know the exact scale of the damage following this attack, and so far we only heard about 3 people who got killed during the attack, but clearly this number could arise later today. And what is interesting is that this attack happened early in the morning when people were still getting up. They were still at home, and some of them were already driving towards work, so a lot of people were caught off guard when the attack happened, and not everyone were able to get to the shelter, to the bomb shelters, and even though the warning did come early enough, some people may simply had no time to get to the shelter. Here we have seen pictures of people in Kyiv going down into the subway. Of course, at the start of the conflict this was a regular occurrence where they went down into those shelters, but there has been a relative calm at times. So this escalation from Russia, do you think this is related to the fact that Ukraine has gone into Russian territory over the last month? Well, such attacks have been happening frequently, not the first time when Russia launches such a massive attack targeting different cities in Ukraine. And of course the timing of this attack is happening shortly after the Ukrainian incursion in Russia's region, and some observers are linking this attack to those events. But as such attacks, as I said, have been happening before as well, so it's really hard to say whether it's linked directly to those events happening in K region. But area have been targeting the energy infrastructure of Ukraine. They've been targeting other areas in this country a lot. And just yesterday they hit a hotel in the city of Kota in eastern Ukraine, where several journalists were injured, including a British security advisor who was part of the Reuters team, who was there as well. He was killed in the attack I've just seen. Ukraine's presidential chief of staff is calling on Kyiv allies to allow long-range strikes on Russia after Moscow's attack. This is what Kyiv would like, isn't it? That the Western governments who've given them the jets and the ammunition to allow them to attack Russia. That is right. Ukraine have been repeatedly asking its allies to provide them long-range missiles to hit other targets inside Russia, including the airfields where those jets and bombers take off to attack Ukrainian cities. And Ukraine was saying that if they do get those weapons, it would allow them to defend its cities, to defend its citizens much better, and prevent those aerial attacks, including prevent the attacks using cruise missiles and ballistic missiles, because they could target the airfields and the air bases. And of course some of the countries like the US allowed to use atoms long-range missiles, but also they limited to what extent they could use those weapons. So they limited the range, and they could only use those weapons within the border areas and not further. And therefore Ukraine is asking now to give them long-range weapons, such as storm shadows, with the and other weapons that could hit targets deep inside Russia. And this would allow, as they say, to protect their cities. Thanks for watching. For more updates, like, share, subscribe and press bell icon.